laptop until 11. I like to stay up until 12 because we start in London at 5 a.m. So the 5-hour difference, I like to make sure we're all, everything's all good there. And then you got to, I have another meeting with a big company after this, for a potential account. You have to go out and you have to also, keep your relationships. Right. You have to keep your spreadsheets up and all that stuff. So to be on top is to do things when other people aren't.
Agreed. I totally agree with that. I mean, that's definitely how you're going to move forward. I think I've been battling with this concept of, for many years, I've been like that. I've been the person who's up at the crack of dawn and I work and I do the extra hours and I don't take the days off. And and I, quite honestly, I've suffered a bit because of it. I don't regret any of it. I love what I do. I love connecting with people. I love working extra hard to do it. Also, I recognize that it's easy to get into that track where you're not paying attention to the fact that there's some other things that could happen. And I'm just, I don't know, I just go preach to everybody. I'm like, yes, it's not about having a life and going out to bars and all of that. It's just more about like making sure that you're taking care of you, which obviously is the priority for you. So
I do, definitely that's why taking care of myself is super important and that's done on a daily basis. But again, like longevity is super important to me. And yesterday I was 20, today I'm 40, time flies fast. I mean, yes, I would like to have a family, soon. I would like to, have a family soon and, possibly, get married one day, but, we'll see, I just want, my whole thing is making an impact. And, that's what's important to me. You want to go through life and you want to leave your mark somewhere, don't you?
For sure. I guess that changes, it definitely evolves. I think that, I'm in this process now of learning, how to stop shoving the square peg into the round hole, because that's been my MO all my life. And I do agree with you. Like, you don't just throw something into the universe and then wait for it to drop into your lap. You have to do the work.
I think a lot of people don't get that now. I think people think because of the accessibility of, the internet and information and people that, things should just be given to them. And I don't think a lot of people have that work ethic. And, it's something that it's installed in me. I came to New York with nothing, zero. So just debt from college and bad credit. I didn't know, I was living off bagels, you know what I mean? And living, I don't, New York. And living on, couches. So,
that's going to be me in my 40s. I'm going backwards.
Yeah. So it's just, it was just motivating to see all my friends were just living the life out of college. Yeah. You're like, wait a second, what just happened here? Mind blow.
How many of those people now in their 40s are doing something that they can say, like you can say, I'm doing this because I love it and because I have creative control and because this is who I was meant to be?
I don't know. I don't talk to a lot of them. A lot of my friends from school, I just march to my own beat. I think some of them follow me on Instagram and stuff like that. But, I think people are more attracted to the fact of my, being more, noticeable on the internet than, that we went to school together.
Right.
Because are
you famous with all your friends?
Maybe in their lives, but
I have literally been the only person I think that I went to high school with that ever left the town that I lived in.
Really?
And so people say the same thing, like, oh my God, you're all over the internet. I'm like, it's very easy to be on the internet. So it doesn't mean much.
Well, you have to have a personality where it's just you want to get out there and you can't be afraid. I think one of the things that not to drift off into something, but putting yourself out there, I've gotten knocked big time for the things I did last year and the show I was on and all that other stuff.
What did you do?
Tell
me about it. Come on.
I was on Bravo Housewives of Orange County.
Okay, got it.
So, I got extremely knocked. You know what I mean? But Kelly, who's a great friend of mine now, and amazing, you know, taught me how to deal with that. And it was something I needed to deal with, not really caring what people think about you.
That's so hard. That is my biggest fault. I don't know how to not care what people think. Teach me.
People are going to, you got to go out there, like, people are going to knock you. People are going to find something wrong with you. You know, like, it's just life. But you want your brand out there, you want to make an impact, then you have to put yourself out there. I don't think a lot of people want to do that. It's tough. You know what I mean? And
it is tough.
We have an article coming out tomorrow, New York Post, which will be funny. You know,
why funny?
Because, you know, they're going to play off this. It's going to be a play off the spoof of the milkman, the hot milkman.
Oh, God.
But
okay, I'm not gonna lie. I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
So as I booked out a bunch of people here in New York who are going to do the podcast, and you're the first one, by the way. So as I've been talking to my producer back home and to Catherine, and they're like, "Which interview are you talking about?" I'm like, "The milkman, the milkman."
Yeah.
So I say it with love.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, people just kind of refer to me, but I embrace it. Make fun of me.
As you should.
I don't care. It doesn't mean like,
if you're doing what you love, then fuck everybody else.
Exactly. It's like, listen, you can be smart and good looking too. And if you objectify yourself a little bit, so what? I mean, everyone does that.
It's kind of my people.
Everyone does that. Every movie actor does it. Every movie actor's got their shirt off, flexing, you know what I mean? Oh, look at my new workout program, all that. So if people can't look at that and be like, it's funny, you know what I mean? But
and he also has something good behind it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't have to sit there and be like, I went to University of Michigan. Who cares? Like, that doesn't make me who I am today. You know what I mean? Gave me ability to think. But, you know, like, there has to be a balance. People have to look at that and be like, all right, yeah, you know, we take you seriously. But at the end of the day, I don't care, because I'm past that. You know what I mean? You either like me or you don't. You know, I know the cause. I'm moving forward, and I know it gets me out of bed every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that there's going to be a day where you're like, sayonara, New York, I got my fill, I'm going back to Michigan? Ever?
I don't think I'll ever go back to Michigan. I mean, I love Detroit. Shout out Detroit. But like, Detroit, you know, made me who I am.
I love Detroit. We used to race. I used to work in racing, and so we went to Detroit every year. I lived in Indianapolis for 12 years.
Oh, really?
Not that that's the same.
No, it's not Detroit.
It's Midwest. I mean, when you grow up in the desert, and now I live in California, that was an entire life that sometimes I think it feels like a dream, or it feels like a movie I watch, like that life that I lived in the Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, I love that I grew up in Detroit. I grew up super middle class, you know what I mean? Like, nothing fancy, Ford Taurus. So, I mean, like, I think coming to New York and living through this day of age where everything just changes so rapidly is just giving me my backbones to just making me, work as hard as I can every day, you know? And, you know, it's like, you know, you're moving towards a purpose, and that's it. And I'm always, you know, trying to give the best customer satisfaction to my clients and give them what I would want. So there you go. That's the thing. It's like every day I wake up, same thing. How would I want to feel if somebody were, you know, if the shoe were on somebody else's foot? Like if me were over there, how do I want to feel, and how do I want to make people feel? I will leave it with this. I just recently, I'm sure you've seen Hamilton because you live here. Hasn't everybody in New York seen Hamilton? I haven't seen it. I think tickets are so expensive.
Okay. I lucked into a ticket 2 weeks ago to go see Hamilton and in San Francisco. I had goosebumps from head to toe, from start to finish. I was in tears at how good I felt watching the genius behind the show. Genius. And I walked away thinking this, and this has been in my head ever since. If I could make people feel, even one person, but how great would it be to make many people feel the way I felt when I watched that show, I will die the most happy human.
Yeah.
What a gift it would be to do something, anything, to make you feel the way I felt when I was watching that show. That is my goal for like the rest of my life. And I will die a happy woman if that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I have these conversations with our, team, and, we sometimes have one-on-ones, and people say, hey, listen, you really changed my life. You believe in me, and a lot of people haven't believed in me, and you give me opportunity. And I think Matt and I, well, we know we give our guys like ample opportunity, and we believe in them. I think a lot of people give up too quickly. Corporate America gives up on a lot of people, but you have to find a sparkle within them, and then you have to just pounce on it, and they become superstars.
Totally.
And that makes me feel amazing. That's what makes me like another thing that just makes me feel happy on a daily basis.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Amazing. Thank you.
Taking it, even though you didn't know who the hell I was, some California girl.
Sorry, I love California people, especially Northern California people. They're super nice. I get along with them.
I love it. This is the first place that I've lived in my life where I thought, this is where I'm meant to be, aside from Mexico or something.
Yeah, maybe like Mexico later, right?
But it's easily accessible. I will say, I know you don't want to talk a lot about what's going on with your next project. I'm wishing you luck.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pretend that it's an agave project because that's where my head is lately. I'm actually interviewing somebody later in the week who's in the mezcal world.
Oh, mezcal.
And
that's cool.
If you want to, because you loved me so much, just one other episode I did with a mezcal, a friend of mine who's from Mexico, and he's created a mezcal brand.
Oh, really?
He really tied it. He like you, he wanted to go back to his roots. He wanted to be able to tell the story of the tradition in his family, and in the country. And they've really embraced that as a part of their brand. And it's beautiful. That's what a great brand is. Your story is great.
Thank you.
I'm super happy to have met you.
Super happy
isn't
too.
The last time that we speak.
No, it was amazing. I'm glad we connected for sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to let you get to your busy schedule.
Okay.
Thank you so much.